Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today in this video we're going to take a look at this aquarium aquascaping tweezer that I bought from Amazon. So the reason I bought this is because this was the longest tweezer that was available on Amazon. So I looked at the listing, I looked at the picture, and the picture said 48 centimeters. I looked at the description said, and the title said 48 centimeter. It also said extra large. So I looked at the specification and that also said 48 centimeter. 48 centimeter is really long. So I thought maybe they made a mistake while putting up the product on the Amazon. So I went ahead and bought one, and sure enough the package is really big. Usually what I've seen is 27 centimeter is what I've seen. 48 centimeter is really wrong. So I bought this for some deep tanks. Maybe you want to extract some old leaf, there's a dead fish you want to extract, you can do this with this long tweezer very easily. So this is how it came in, with a lot of bubble wrapping around it, so to prevent any bending of the tweezer. And there was around this, there was this normal Amazon packaging that you typically get, like this one there. Anyways, let's unravel it and take a look at what it looks like from inside. So there's a lot of bubble wrap that came with this. And here it is. So as you can see, this is really big. So if you still can't figure out how big this is, well, this is a normal typical tweezer that we use for soldering, not aquascaping, and this is what I've been using for the past couple of years. This is also mainly use this for soldering, repairing aquarium lights, and then I wash it properly, and then I use this for planting as well. This is a small, so it provides me good leverage. I can easily plant or put the stem down with a very precise control. The longer you get, obviously you lose a little bit of the precision, and the longer things get, they becomes a little flimsy, although it's not that flimsy despite being such long. So I've got a tape measure here just in case. So I'm starting from here, and you can see it is indeed about 48 centimeters, as you can see. And if there's this is the angled tweezer. There is the same tweezer is also available in with the straight pinpoint. So let's just take the tweezer out and take a look at the tweezer from inside. So this is how the tweezer looks. You want to take a look at the thickness. You can see that it is fairly thick. I would say at least maybe 2 to 3 mm thick, maybe 3, almost 3, 2, 2.5. You can see there is these mill marks, so you can hold it, grip it properly, and to hold the plants you've got milling mark there as well. So this will be able to grip the plant really easily. So when I'm lifting it, I've got enough leverage with this. So I thought maybe with such long I wouldn't get enough squeezing force. So I'm going to try to squeeze this tweezer with the bigger one. As you can see, I'm able to do this. I've got a tape measure. Let me try to lift this up. So as you can see, it is slipping, but if I get a good grip, if I'm able to get good grip, I'm able to lift it without any problem. So there is that. So it is indeed 48 centimeter, which is what I was skeptic about. So people say that normal tweezer will rust over time, but you can see I've using this for more than a couple of years now, 3-4 years now, and this is magnetic, as you can see, and I use this to solder as well. So this has seen a little bit of flux, which is also an oxidizing agent, so this hasn't rusted despite using this for aquascape, planting plants and doing some soldering. Let's check whether this is magnetic or not, and this is also indeed magnetic. So yes, it can rust, there is a potential of rust, but since this did not rust at all, I'm assuming that this wouldn't happen to this as well. Alright guys, so let us test these tweezers. As you can see, this is a 1 feet planted tank, and the first thing that I want to do is I want to plant a couple of red plants in there. So I've got a couple of stems of Alternanthera renici because this tank is completely green. I want a little bit of red in the middle, although I'm not having a very good luck with Alternanthera renici. This is some Rhodala, and it is showing a little bit of red color, so hopefully this will grow. Rotala is growing, but Alternanthera renicky didn't grow really well when I planted it before. So the first thing I want to do is remove a small pot of hydrilla. So let's see if I'm able to extract that out of this tank or not with my super long tweezers. Previously I would obviously have to put my hand in, and that works, but not always you want to put your hand inside your tank and take the plant out. So let's see if it works or not. I'm going to grab the pot. So there we go, got the plant out, and I can put the plant somewhere here. I want to give this to my friend who will be putting this inside his tank. But now that we've got some space there, I also unrooted a little bit of roots there. Anyways, now that we've got some space there, let's grab a couple of stems of Alternanthera renicky and plant them there. Alright guys, so here I've got my 3 stems of Alternanthera renicky mini. I haven't got a lot, but I think if these 3 will start growing, I will have plenty to plant later on. So let's grab one of the stem and let's see if I'm able to plant this without any problem or not. So as you can see, I'm holding the plant, and I think I've got enough leverage that I will not lose the plant when I'm maneuvering the tweezer inside the tank. So let's see. I'm going to plant them just in front of that little stone. Let's see if it works or not. So we are there now. Let's drop it in. It is now planted. Let me just cover this up with some sand. So that's one root done. So I think you are able to plant this. Let me plant another one. So there I've grabbed another one. Let's maneuver it down there. I'm gonna put it right beside there. And that is planted as well. Alright guys, I've planted the 3 stem in the middle, and hopefully this tank now will have a little bit of red. And also once the rotala starts growing and start growing tall, once it will reach somewhere here, the rotala will also turn a little more red. I'm not sure whether Alternanthera renicky will grow this time or not, but again I wanted to test the tweezer and I had no problem planting it there. The soil layer was a little low, so the plant was coming up. So after sending a little bit of sand from the side on top of the stem, it's holding now. However, I've got a little bit of sand left, so I'm gonna top it off right there where I planted it. So let's drop in some sand so that it will have some I think that's enough. Over time, this sand will get dispersed because of the Siamese algae eater, and I will also take a little bit of stick. I can take my tweezer and shake the plant a little bit, not too much because I just planted them. I don't want them to come off that easy. Right, so most of the sand is now gone. Alright, so I've spread the sand as much as I could, and now hopefully the plants will hold. Now, just to further give you a size comparison, so as you can see, this is a 1.5 feet cube tank. So height is 1.5 feet, and you can see if I put this right next to the tank, you will see it's almost reaching the top. So if you want to extract some dead leaf, maybe a dead fish, I can easily do that. I'm only having to submerge a little bit of my wrist, and that's fine with me. So as you can see, there's a dead leaf there. There's another one. So let's see how easy it is for me to grab that leaf which is sitting there at the bottom. So there's the leaf. and we got the dead leaf out. So as you can see, it was very easy, and I only have to submerge like a couple of my fingers or maybe my wrist, but the job was much easier. So I also planted these a couple of stems, and it was much easier to plant this with so this is not that flimsy. You get enough leverage to push the plants in. So if you have some deep substrate, you wouldn't have any problem. In this pot, because the substrate is very low, I was having a little bit of trouble, but if you have at least 1 inch substrate, I don't think you'll have any problem using this tweezer planting your stem plants. So there is that. So there we go, guys. This was my video on this 48 centimeter, almost 1.5 feet long tweezer. It's a decent tweezer. I think there is another model available with straight mouth. This is the curved one. I think I will place an order for the straight one as well, because sometimes when you don't have enough space between the glass and the light, you will see that this will curved. If I had a straight tweezer, I will be simply would be able to plant something straight down. So I will place an order for the straight tweezer as well, because this is something very rare. You really can't find something this big that easy. So before they get sold out, I think I'm gonna place an order for this straight one as well. Anyways, I hope you find this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.